Cameron.
All right,
Cameron.
It's been a minute, hasn't it?
You know, it's only been like, what, 4 or 5 months?
Usually we do these podcasts because we continue wanting to make stuff together, but we can't.
But we actually
make stuff together. Yeah, we made something recently, and since this is technically the FYC podcast, we might as well talk about that immediately.
We can do our tell-all about it.
We can't ignore FYC forever.
Oh yeah, we've been doing so much of ignoring FYC on this podcast.
Yeah. Well, no, like it always ends up at FYC, so I'm like, fuck it, why not? We're doing it in the first 9 seconds.
Just rip the band-aid off.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm your pal Arryn.
I'm Evan doesn't have a YouTuber name. I'm Hurricane. Evan's the only one out of all of us that doesn't have a YouTube channel or like social media handle or anything.
That's why he's the most sane.
Yeah. That's why he'll be able to, go off the grid once satellites
go.
Yeah. Once all the satellites start falling out of the sky.
So you're telling me that when the apocalypse comes,
yeah,
we're gonna go to Evan's house.
Yeah, Evan will know what to do.
There's gonna be a nuke threat on Tennessee. You're gonna come pick up Tyler, then drive over, come get me. And like, all right, we're going to Evan's. And we're all gonna drive to his house and probably be like, why are you three here? And it's like, you know what's about to happen. And he's like, get in the bunker.
No, we'll walk in and be like, hey guys, what's going on? A shotgun trap he has rigged kills us all. He's already prepared, but he's prepared too much. He's killed us all.
I really love the idea that super kind and innocent Evan is like a doomsday prepper.
When did we even start conceptualizing for your condolences? It's a genuine question.
I sat on this for over a year before we fully wrote it. FYC ended, I think officially the last episode came out June of 2022.
Yeah,
right?
June 2nd, 2022, my birthday. Also when For Your Condolences came out. Two horrible birthdays in a row.
The stuff with Jimmy, Dina, and Jason all sitting together.
Yeah.
Like, and the bench, that scene, not all of it, but parts of that, were written while I was working at Kroger, which was fall of 2022.
Forgot you worked at Kroger.
So I wrote a little bit of the script, like.
I say we wrote 50-50 of this script. I'm wanting to say we wrote 50-50.
I'm just talking about like the process of it being written.
Oh, the process? Before we both sat down to write it?
Yeah. So
I
wrote a little bit of it, had it in my brain at Kroger, and I think I wrote it on my notes app on my phone or Google Docs, and I think I sent it to you. And we were all, I think I probably sent it in the group chat. We were like, yeah, that's funny. And then it wasn't.
That's funny. But I forgot when we officially came together to start. I think it was maybe around the time when we started doing the podcast. We're like, we should make one more big.
It was around the first episode, yeah.
Yeah, so this has been cooking for like a long time.
We had like the first scene already done there, like a skeleton of the idea. Okay, this is what we want to do. This is where we want to go.
Yeah.
But we just gotta fill that out by just making each other laugh.
Yeah. Not much changed from like initial conception. The only thing that really changed was there was actually going to be a review.
Yeah.
Arryn was like, just make a review, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I kind of didn't want to do it, and then Arryn was like, you don't have to do it anymore. I'm like, thank God.
The original, I mean, there is still kind of a review.
Well, no, you wanted a legitimate review, and I don't want to do a review.
That's when this was still going to be season 3, episode 1.
Yeah.
We should also sidebar mention, because it might be up in the air for the 3 people who care. The FYC is dead.
FYC is dead.
Maybe, by the grace of God, one day in 10 years we'll come back to it.
Yeah, maybe. It'll be like, I don't know, a crime documentary of where they are now.
There is no season 3, actually.
No,
this is it.
We're doing other stuff now.
I'm glad that we, above anything, got to do this to end the show on our own terms.
Oh yeah, for sure. This is like, even though the ending is like the worst ending in the world, it's kind of funny in the fact that it just ends. I kind of like how it just ends.
I like that. The idea is that the show, like the episode where we were forced to end it not on our terms, has has a more technically satisfying ending, like a more definitive ending in that sense.
What do you mean definitive? Why did Nolan kill himself?
This, like the way that you present it in the episode, it feels like it's an ending.
Yeah, because
it has like the whole thing, like the walking away, the credits, and all that. But the one where we do get to end it on our terms and had plenty of time to pre-write it and plan, and it just kind of ends.
Yeah, it's just a joke, and that kind of is the bit.
Yeah.
I don't even know why we killed Nolan. Because I know this is because there were two endings. We both wrote an ending, and then we presented it to the rest of the group, and they chose which one was funnier. And we went with yours. My joke was they all dance away to the Japanese YMCA to get Little Caesars, and because your ending is a bit more bleak.
Yeah, my ending's all significantly darker.
Yeah, which is still funny, and I kind of like how yours. I kind of like yours ending better because I don't know why Nolan dying is just funny to me.
Well, I mean, it continues the consistent theme of every episode. Something awful happens to Nolan.
Yeah.
Around the time when we did the commentary track for the final consideration, last summer, there had been talks between mainly me, you, and Tyler about the idea of FYC season 3 becoming a thing.
Yeah, but it was like a Dino only thing or Dina only thing.
90% of the pitches, you're just not there.
Yeah.
At this point, you're like, I don't want to do it anymore. And
I legitimately didn't want to do it anymore.
So yeah, one of the pitches was like, I honestly reviewed stuff, but portrayed my opinions through the body of Dina, which would have been you would have
been more like the nostalgia critic than I would have been. Genuinely, you guys make fun of me for being the nostalgia critic. You would have been the nostalgia critic.
It would have been like an even weirder layer.
Yeah.
Of nostalgia, because then I'd be sitting there at a desk being like, I think that the Blues Brothers 1980s are really underrated comedy.
Underrated. I give it a 20 out of 20.
Yeah, I'd have to.
Dino doesn't have a lisp. There's an accent. You just gave Dino a lisp.
I like every fucking review. I'd have to do this stupid voice. I'd be like, the voice is fine, but that doesn't work for the role of being the main like review narrator.
No, that's like the reviewer's sidekick or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of these pitches became like, man, that's a really fun idea, but does it have to be FYC?
Yeah, it really didn't have to be FYC.
Because I think it came from us doing an episode or two of the podcast and reminiscing about FYC in the podcast and being like, you know what? I think I want to do one more.
Yeah, and it was good, and I'm glad we didn't beat ourselves over the head with this. This was easily this is the easiest FYC we have ever made in our lives. This was a whole this was an actual production in quotation
marks. It made me
proud
of us that we could hold the production relatively smoothly.
Well, yeah. Well, I think it just we had our minds in the game. And we worked to that advantage because when we wrote the script, we're like, we're only going to make it like 10 pages. So it's around 10 to 15 minutes. And we managed to stick to 10 pages. There is no, final consideration, lost pages. This is like everything we wrote minus my ending made it in.
So the original idea for this episode when we had, at this point, this is like fall of last year.
Yes.
And at this point, we're like, okay, we want to do this epilogue thing. And my two goals of this episode was like, one, I want to actually acknowledge and tie up loose ends, because that was the original idea for my final consideration.
In the worst ways possible. We tie up loose ends in the worst ways possible.
This episode, I feel like we do a much better job of that.
Well, because we treat him as a joke and not like these big pillars of importance. Doppelganger shows up for no reason, just to establish the fact that he's a separate entity.
My favorite loose end joke is us talking about the laptop.
Yeah. That was you. That was your bit.
Although Tyler did change it because I think originally it was just porn in general.
Yeah, porn. Yeah, he changed it to furry porn, which means Nolan's a furry, I guess. Or maybe he's just a deeply closeted furry.
The big one is so you decided to kill yourself?
Oh yeah, we explained the reason why Nolan kills himself.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Yeah, because of Lopez tonight. That was your bit. That was your bit.
Because I think you wrote a different show.
Yeah, I wrote in the MASH finale, which means FYC got more views than the MASH series finale.
No, I was watching a video talking about Lopez Tonight versus Conan, and I was tying it to because Nick's character name is a Conan reference.
Oh yeah, you're right. I didn't even know George Lopez had a Tonight Show. That was you writing that joke. It was the first time I ever learned about it.
I only know because I watched a thing about him versus Conan O'Brien.
Did he and Conan feud?
Yeah, but it was quite one-sided.
Okay. What, did Conan just keep laughing?
He was on TBS, and then Conan left and got remember he was supposed to take over. What's his name?
Jay
Leno.
Jay Leno. Yeah, I almost said Jared Leto.
Jared Leto's Tonight Show.
That'd be horrible. No, Jay Leno.
Yeah, he was supposed to take over Jay Leno, but then he didn't really get to take over Jay Leno. So then he left ABC or NBC.
I thought it was always TBS. Well,
No,
ABC.
no.
Well, ABC has the Tonight Show and that stuff. That's ABC.
It's now Jimmy Fallon, right?
That is Jimmy Fallon.
Lopez was already on TBS, but then TBS liked Conan more and then slowly fizzled him out, and he blames Conan for it. And Conan's like, I vouch for you, dog. I don't know what you want from me.
Yeah, I thought you were funny as fuck. Yeah, but yeah, Lopez Tonight sadly plummeted the ratings. Never could recover ever since Nolan reviewed Hard Boiled.
Nolan, man.
Yeah, Nolan, man.
So that was one half of the goal for me writing this was I wanted to, like, if this is gonna be the end, let's clean up everything we can.
Yeah,
And
there's not.
I wanted to make like a parody of what FYC was, and that's what the point of the review was.
And we still didn't manage to fit in everything. Like one thing I told people this, but I'll come clean now. Jason is not in the final. Is not in for your condolences. I may have lied about that. He's nowhere to be seen.
No.
I didn't even. This is no pun intended. I didn't even consider putting him in because I was like, I don't care. I just wasn't thinking about it.
Same thing technically with Nick.
Well, no, I when I was writing the review, I was like, oh, I'll throw Nick in there. That was intentional.
Nick is technically there, although I don't think we have paid Nick for royalties.
It's a literal still from the final FYC.
Do you think he knows he's in that episode?
I should just clip that. I haven't talked to Nick in like a year. I should just clip that part and send it to him and ask him how I feel. I'll be like, see you at the premiere.
And then just send the link to him. No clipping, no like time saving.
I make him watch the whole video.
Yeah, get the view count up. You're like, it was an honor to have you back on the show.
I didn't even put him in the credits. I didn't even put him in like the guest stars. I put Justin in as Orloff. I didn't even put Nick in.
So the moral of the story is everyone from the cast came back for this one.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people looked at this and actually thought it was going to lead to a season 3. That was my goal that you shot down. Was that I wanted to gaslight your audience.
Yeah, I 100% did not want to do that. I'm like, no, like, well, because the joke would have been like spoiled in the first like 5 seconds. People would have figured it out. FYC fans aren't stupid, Aaron. They know a trick when they see it.
Yes, they are.
They're very clever.
My favorite joke in that episode, honestly, isn't even like it is legit written from you. It's such an offhand thing, but I just love like I made that charity for impoverished kids, but I gotta do something that matters.
Yeah, that was my joke. Yeah,
that's one of my that's my favorite thing you say.
It's a good bit.
Seriously, that's what makes like it's the delivery of like you genuinely mean like why can't I just sound like my internet review show is more important than like
it brought joy to everybody. It brought joy to all the cable TV members.
The whole thing with the reviewing death was supposed to like pretty much parody early FYC.
Yeah,
and that was kind of the whole joke was that like us laughing and making fun of what we used to do.
Yeah. It was a decent review.
My favorite part about it is that we got to have everyone get good screen time.
Yeah, in a 10-minute episode, everyone has like equal billing, except for Justin though. Sorry.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's a cameo role though.
I remember he talked to me. I talked to him like a week after it came out. I was like, how'd you like the new FYC episode? Yeah, it was great, except for that Orloff bit. I don't remember filming that.
Was he excited when you asked?
He got real serious. He got real excited. I forget, like, he sent me like a bunch of different Orloff ones. One of them, he's like a red like Mater from Cars as Orloff.
You should have done that.
Oh, I should have included it in the gag reel. Fuck.
One of the best jokes in that was the off-screen marriage between me and Nick, me and Evan.
Technically, between me and Evan and you two.
It's a polygamous relationship.
Because we had to reference that, like, I guess Jason had like unrequited feelings for Nolan at the end of FYC, so we had to at least mention it once.
I love that both romance plots with Evan are both improv.
It's like good though. Planned. I'm glad we got more of Evan in.
I really like it. I just think it's funny that both end up in almost like both were concocted in a very similar manner.
Yeah.
But that shot of him carrying me and I just point and go, "Fuck you." So good.
My favorite.
How you could perfectly cut Tyler corpsing.
Yeah, if you go frame by frame, you can hear him too. He goes, and then it cuts away.
You can see his smile form when he's about to start laughing.
like after like you three run into frame and that whole like final act starts, it's like constantly cutting away from corpsing like as fast as we can.
The first part was actually done like not as serious because what do we do that's serious, but like
by first part, what do you mean first part?
Done. Like the
everything before that,
the funeral, the actual funeral.
Oh yeah.
We got through those relatively like seriously like.
We buckled down hard enough to get all the scenes filmed quick.
Yeah.
It wasn't we weren't tonally taking it seriously. We were taking the production of it seriously.
But by the time that we got to that final act, we're just full goofball mode.
I mean, it's fine. It's funny. It's fine. It's meant to be a different act entirely, so it's fine.
One thing I wish I got for the gag reel was there's halfway during the production. There's some part that I think we take a break because you have to fiddle with the camera, and then me, Tyler, and Evan all just go leave and just go hike over to CVS halfway.
Oh yeah.
And Tyler almost gets us killed.
Why? Would you guys go? There's like no crosswalk, so like everyone could have died.
There's a crosswalk down there.
You're not gonna walk all the way down to that.
Me and Evan sure did.
Oh really?
Traffic was bad. We didn't on the way back, but we did on the way there.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you abandoned your morals for the return journey.
Tyler, he opted to just cross over there like halfway through. But the thing is he didn't tell us, "Hey, I'm gonna go."
So it just looked like he just committed suicide right in front of you guys. It's like, Tyler, wait, no, we're going.
Yeah, we're walking down the sidewalk, and the Tyler just turns to the right and just starts going, and I mean, I'm like, what the
fuck? It's like if you were driving with somebody and they like tuck and rolled out of the passenger seat. That's like the equivalent.
Yeah, we're just like, what the hell?
I guess he was expecting you guys to follow. Because that's what me and Tyler do. That's what me and Tyler do. I guess he was just expecting you guys to do the same.
Traffic was where we couldn't just go and follow it because like there's a car like right there.
That's really funny. Yeah, you didn't tell me that. That was really funny.
So on set, our lunches for that day. I think my lunch was a bag of Cheeto Puffs and a cherry Coke.
It was a bag of Cheeto Puffs. Tyler bought. Me and him some Clubhouse crackers. I don't know what Evan got.
Yeah,
you can see you have Cheeto. You can see the Cheeto dust on your hands in the final shot.
You sure can.
Yeah.
I don't remember when I said it or what the context was, but it was one of the videos that we did where I said that like the elements needed, whether it be location, equipment, people, everything, in order to get a proper FYC season, like season done, is like legit impossible.
Yeah.
Like, it is not feasibly happening.
That's why we only wrote one 10-minute episode.
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna say, that like this thing that we like, this epilogue that we did, this is the best we could do to get everything as close as possible.
Yeah. And we certainly engineered the scenario to where it would favor us.
You know what energy it feels like? You know when Scott has to green screen his old bedroom to do like,
for the Scott the Wise, yeah.
That's what the epilogue felt like, if that makes sense.
Was that like old location McGee?
Yeah, like when he has to green screen old location McGee in, but like he still has to look like he's naturally there.
Yeah,
that's what
he has to like
what,
green screen the wall slant.
Yeah, I mean, like obviously we were there, but like that's what the energy of this.
It feels weird. It feels like it's like when you like take like the background of like one TV show and like add like other characters from another TV show on top of that. It's like clashing art styles.
It was recreated to the best we could, but like the best we could is like 80%.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
there
was literally the outside location. It's not like we went inside the school or anything. It was just outside.
Granted, we wrote it to where we didn't need to.
Yeah.
And we had most of our iconic outfits on too, which helped the immersion.
Sure, buddy. The immersion. Yeah, I gotta be immersed when I watch FYC. I can't take this guy's head being removed seriously unless I'm immersed.
If I realize that these idiots aren't in high school anymore and they're actually all adults doing this, I can't. I can't. It admittedly felt really weird being back on on that campus.
I mean, kind of. Like, I still have to go there sometimes.
I haven't been there since graduation.
Yeah, I remember. Okay, this is a funny story. So when I went to go film because the way we filmed the first thing we did was we filmed everyone's scenes but my scenes. We didn't film my scenes on the day we had everyone together because we didn't think we would have enough time.
We probably could have, but we
could have. We finished around like 12 o'clock, but we were like, let's go do something else. Let's not have the whole day.
We McKay's instead.
Yeah, we're like, let's not make the whole day at FYC. Let's go out and do stuff.
Yeah, let's go have a day and hang out.
And we were supposed to get my scenes done the next day, but like stuff happened, and then it got pushed off to a week because the weather was bad.
Rained.
Yeah, it rained for like a week, and I was like, all right, finally we got a day. Tyler is finally available. Let's go film. And I'm I'm filming. And Tyler is like demoing a shot for me, and I'm behind the camera, and I see a Discord notification with like a picture of the graveyard and him going, "This is fucking bullshit" or something. I forget what he said, but he was like complaining. He was back at the graveyard, and I'm like, "Tyler, are you okay? Is there a problem?" He's like, "No, what's wrong?" I'm like, "Are you upset?" He's like, "No." I was like, "You posted a picture of the graveyard." He's like, "How'd you see that?" And then not realizing that I'm on my phone with the camera. He's like, "Oh shit." Like, yeah. It's like, maybe I should have waited. It was so fucking funny. It was so fun. You could ask Tyler about it. It was so funny.
So my favorite part of the entire production was actually after the production.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that was fun. We actually the FYC gang did something that wasn't just make FYC. We actually hung out like normal people.
Like, it was like actual normal friends.
Yeah, we came back and we paid. Do you want to talk about Evan playing Super Slugs?
I was gonna talk about the Great Super Slugger tournament.
There's only one Great Super Slugs tournament. That was the one Evan did.
You and I played the first game.
Yeah, we alternated between it was like, so and so, but then Evan got on, and Evan's like never played Mario Super. It's the Mario Super Sluggers is the baseball game for those not equipped for this conversation. Evan was playing. Was he playing against you or Tyler? I think it was Tyler. Yeah,
because you and I played against each other in the first game.
Yeah, he was playing against Tyler, and Evan has never played Super Sluggers in his life, and he has like the most ass team ever. It's all like Piantas and Noki's from Mario Sunshine. Like all of the
Mario Sunshine.
all of the who was his team captain? Was it Luigi or was it Mario? I think it was Mario.
No, wasn't it Bowser?
I forget.
No,
I know.
No,
Yeah.
it was I think Mario.
He also had
he had
his
Mario.
he also had his Mii on the team, which was Sans. He made a Sans Mii. Took him like 15 minutes to make.
Yeah, 'cause we started the entire thing by all making Mii's.
Yeah. So Evan and Tyler are playing, and somehow Evan keeps like hitting the ball and making it to base, and also getting Tyler out all the time. And it's like what, like we were playing how many innings? Like only 5 innings, right?
I think 5 innings.
Yeah,
right?
we were
'Cause you and
playing-
I just went to 5.
Yeah, we were only playing 5 innings so we could have like quick games. And Evan just kept somehow getting Tyler out over and over again.
The game was, I think, because didn't the game go into extra innings?
No, it didn't, because you know what happened? Evan got 1 lucky home run, and Tyler
At the
didn't have
very end.
and Tyler didn't have any outfielders that had like chemistry to where they can like do a super jump and catch the ball. So Evan won by 1 run, which leads to the hold on, it led to the funniest fucking bit, because his team leader was Mario, and Mario does his victory pose and he holds up his finger, and you're like, yeah, 1. That's how many runs you got, and that's how he won.
I forgot.
It was the funniest thing ever. Everything leading up to 1 run. Thanks, Mario.
The thing was, Tyler decided to cheese this person playing the game for the first time, but Evan somehow out-cheesed him.
Well, the thing is, Evan was watching us for like the first like couple of matches, so he at least knew the
Yeah,
basic
that was-
understanding of Super Slugs.
That's why you and I played it first, was because we wanted Evan to be able to watch it. And you and I have at least, like, you have a decent amount of experience. I think me and Tyler are probably the most experienced.
Yeah, you and Tyler are like the best. I don't think I played Evan. I don't think I played against Evan.
I don't think so. But there was, after that was, we played Wii Bowling. I think almost every game. No, I played Evan in Wii Bowling, I think.
It was me and Tyler Wii Bowling, and then it was you and Evan in Wii Bowling.
And then, then I went to Wii Boxing, which was the greatest fight of horse versus man.
Well, who was horse? Yeah, Tyler was horse.
Horse. And then it was white man versus white woman.
Speaking of me's, this is like jumping ahead to the next day, but I have to mention this. We so me, this is the next day, and me, Tyler, and Arryn are in my room playing Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, because I don't have a Switch, I have a Wii U. And we're going do you want to explain this, Arryn? Because I can't.
Going through your me list that was made when you were like 12 on your Wii U, and we find that you had an evil doppelganger version of yourself called Evil Nerd.
And it was I went back. It's literally a mirrored version of my regular me with glasses. Like the hair is different. Everything is mirrored. The hair is in a different place. He has glasses.
Send me a picture so I could put it here on the video.
Oh, I'll send you a picture later. It is so fucking funny. And the thing is, I forgot it existed until we started playing it. And Tyler hovered over and didn't notice. And I was like, oh shit, are they going to notice? And then later on, he hovers over and just looks at me like he's the most disappointed he's ever been at me. I cannot remember why I made that me. I haven't touched like Me Maker on the Wii U in years. I barely have any Mii's on that Wii U. Even on the Me channel, on like the Wii Virtual thing. What?
Yeah, like on the Wii channel, you had like 3.
Yeah, one of them was Frank West from Dead Rising. for some reason.
We just specifically had Frank West.
I don't know why it was just Frank West.
That was day 2. Day 1, we'd filmed. We went back to your place. We went shopping for video games first, and then went back. We did Super Sluggers and Wii Sports. We had some very well crafted spaghetti.
Yes, thanks, Mom.
And then everyone left, and then it was I just I hung out with you, and then we watched Street Fighter. the
We
movie.
watched Street Fighter. That was your first time watching the live-action Jean-Claude Van Damme Street Fighter movie, right?
Yes.
Did it live up to all of your expectations? Because you had known about it before.
Yeah.
Because every
Yeah, I'd
year,
known
because
about
every year it blocks out the sun. You know when it circles Earth.
My review of the movie, it was okay.
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 It wasn't that bad. Listen, I love shit movies that are entertaining, and this movie is thoroughly. That movie was thoroughly entertaining.
We had a blast watching it.
It
My
was-
favorite part that you didn't remember either was the racially progressive Blanca.
What do you mean? They make him like the Green Giant or something?
No, remember? They
Oh
showed
yeah,
him,
fuck
like-
yeah. Okay, so in the movie, Blanca, in the movie, M. Bison kidnaps Guile's friend Blanca, and he's like, "I want to make the ultimate fighting machine." So he like gets Dalsum, and they're like, "We're going to pump him." Don't they straight up like pump like Nazi footage into him? Like I
Yeah, and it's
swear
like-
Hitler is in this movie.
Yeah, it's footage of like terrible acts.
Yeah, it's like tornadoes and like the Dust
And, like-
Bowl, and,
And like children being shot.
yeah.
And like
And-
while they're injecting Mountain Dew and Fanta into his blood. Then when like who's the good guy who saves him? It's like who flips the switch for him?
Who
Or
flips
is
the
it
switch?
Dulcine who does it?
No, Dalsum is like secretly feeding him like the good stuff.
Yeah. The good stuff is like B-roll of like a bunch of stuff, and then in there is Martin Luther King.
Well, no, the B-roll is like it's like sunny fields and children playing in flowers and Martin Luther King Jr. Specifically,
Everyone-
I think that's the only like political or historical figure that like he
Yeah.
gives him to make him good.
We're like watching that. I turned to you, and I'm like, well, he may be an ultimate killing machine, but at least he's not racist.
They fucked up Blanca in that movie. He doesn't even fight
fucked up
anybody. He
everyone.
fights like bison troopers. He doesn't even fight like anybody.
There's only like 3 characters that they didn't mess up in that whole movie.
Who were they? Who didn't they mess up?
M. Bison, Vega, and like Chun-Li, kinda.
What
like,
about
no, Cammy.
what about
Cammy's
Guile?
pretty good.
What about Guile? Guile was excellent.
Come out from that curtain, you wizard.
The thing is, when I rewatch that scene, we don't he doesn't enunciate it like we do.
No,
But
he
let's be
doesn't.
honest, there's probably an alternate take somewhere where he does enunciate it that hard.
I swear he said wizard, but he doesn't in the actual scene.
Another underrated
Right.
line from coked out Jean-Claude Van Damme,
What I think it is.
where he's talking about he's talking to Saget, and like
Yes, it is.
and Saget, they made him into like a crime boss in Street Fighter, and he's like, I own
And
this
then-
city, Guile, and he's like,
He-
well, yeah,
he
well,
gives
I'm
his
the
pitch.
repo man. Your ass is mine, or whatever he says. He says
Yeah.
something about ass.
And then the entire movie, every time he comes, it's like, you have been repossessed. I own the repo man.
He talks about ass a lot, Guile. He
Yeah.
talks. He calls M. Bison like a dickhead in the first like 5 minutes.
Because like ass is like one of the only swear words they could use in a PG movie.
Zangief
and
was.
DJ
What'd you
are
say
my
about
favorite part of
Zangief?
the movie. Zangief and DJ are the best part of that movie.
They totally fucked Zangief. I will say the guy
They did.
playing him did like an excellent job. I think he understood the assignment. He understood
He
what was
did.
going on.
both actors who play DJ and Zangief do an awesome job. It's just the fact that they're not written correctly, but they're the best part of that movie anyway.
It sucks.
Quick, change the channel.
It
Can that be the
sucks.
new intro to our podcast?
Change the channel.
The okay line is
Okay.
legit the best joke in that movie.
Well, it's like when after Guile gets like shot in like the middle part of the movie, and like Bison is like watching the news, and DJ's like, "Good job, General. We have killed Guile." He's like, "You must be very happy." He's like, "No, I mourn." Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Like he's just so fucking fed up with it. I was like, okay.
I genuinely liked also the guy who did it, who was Vega. I thought it was pretty good.
He was like the only accurate one. Well, isn't Vega meant to be like a bison guy, or is he just like a mercenary?
Yeah, and he's a member of Shadowloo.
Okay. Oh yeah, you're
Yeah, I
right.
mean,
Sorry, I'm not that big into the lore as Arryn is. The only story
Yeah.
mode for Street Fighter I played was Street Fighter 5.
that was the worst one.
Yeah, it was not fun.
But in the movie, he's just like Sagat's bitch boy.
Does he even have any lines of dialogue? Now that I think about it, does he even say a word?
Great question.
I don't even think.
think
I know Sagat
I-
does.
I
Or
think
Sagat.
he shit talks Ryu when they have their cage fight.
No, he doesn't. He has like the Spanish music when he's pulling out his like claw.
He does it the Spanish music.
Fucking original the character Captain Sawada had more lines than I can remember than Vega.
My favorite part is when they're doing the prison fight and he makes a wooden version of his.
Yeah, he
iconic
has
gorilla,
it.
and then
He doesn't
doesn't
even use it. He uses it like once, and like Ryu like immediately breaks it over his like legs or something.
I don't know why Vega is specifically the most like lore accurate like looking character.
By the way, I just want to say that the Street Fighter movie has like 4 different protagonists
It does.
because it starts with Chun-Li, and then it moves to Guile, and then I'm like, okay, it's a decent seamless transition because she's the news, and then she's interviewing Guile, and that's a really good transition, and then just cuts to Ryu and Ken, and like, okay, now it's their story.
There's like 4 different stories going all at once that like very sloppily connect.
Yeah, and like sure, like they're all connected to Bison. Well, technically, Ryu and Ken didn't like mumble with Bison. They were messing with Sagat because they were selling weapons
Yeah,
to
like their
Sagat.
beef is with Sagat and Vega.
But Sagat was also dealing weapons to Bison. This movie sounds really bad now that I talk about it. This movie sounds really bad.
They're there to fight Bison on happenstance that Sagat is also like dealing weapons
Yeah.
to end Bison.
But yeah, Chun-Li is like trying to like get revenge for her father. Guile wants to, I don't know, America his ass. Ryu and Ken
He was gonna repossess it.
Ryu and Ken are arms dealers, but the thing is, Ryu still has like a semblance of his original character arc where he wants to, he's like this stoic warrior who's like discovering stuff within him, but it's like barely mentioned. It's like mentioned towards the end when like the Shadowloo base is blowing up.
My favorite part is when the final act of the movie, when everyone really sloppily stumbles into their iconic game outfits. With, no explanation.
Well, some of them are in the whole time. Like Vega is like in costume the whole time. But then you get Dalsum, who's like dressed up as like Dr. Frankenstein. But then at the very end, he has melted into his game outfit. Like it literally shows up in the next scene.
Just off screen.
Yeah.
Like Chun-Li's at least kind of makes sense.
But she's red
explain
though.
It.
Like she's wearing the wrong color. Her outfit color's wrong.
Like they explain her outfit change.
Oh yeah, because Bison wanted to doll her up.
And like Ryu and Ken are in there. I hate that their iconic outfits are the Shadowloo soldier uniforms.
And all they do to transform into is rip off their emblems and then
sticker.
Yeah, and then they're in their iconic outfits. But yeah, Guile kind of looks like Guile doesn't even have his hair. Well, I guess they couldn't give him like whatever hair he has. It'd be infeasible.
I understand him not having super accurate hair. That's
at least he's buff, all right. Like, listen, as much as I clown on Jean-Claude Van Damme, I feel like he was a decent choice.
They gave him army pants and tank top, and that's all I needed.
He is blue, but the thing is, that's kind of the whole thing. It's like the UN is blue and Bison is red, so it's red versus blue.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine. It looks cool though. You gotta admit, the blue looks really good.
Cammy technically isn't accurate at the time because of her thing, but it's really accurate to like Street Fighter 6.
Yeah, because like at the time of like Street Fighter 2, Cammy, like up until like Street Fighter 4, she was like a villain, wasn't she?
Yes, but she's brainwashed.
Yeah, technically, but she's been
Yeah.
like a good guy more prominently than ever nowadays. So
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like it's wrong.
Yeah, it probably
T-Hawk
felt
though,
really weird then.
T-Hawk though, I didn't even know T-Hawk was in the movie for a while.
I didn't either without you telling me that was Seahawk, I wouldn't have known.
Yeah, because there's a part in the movie where they're like gearing up for the final bait. No, they're not even gearing up. They're like Guile, Cammy, and T-Hawk are like crouch walking towards Shadowloo, and there's like an obvious VO insert of going, "Hey T-Hawk, what is that thing you're wearing?" It is an Indian tribal head ornament, and I'm like,
I am Indian, man.
yeah, and I'm like, it's literally like, I'm willing to bet they were making the movie and they forgot to explain why T-Hawk is now wearing this headband. Like, oh shit, we need to bring the actor in so he can redub this line so he can explain why he's wearing it.
He just looks like a normal white guy.
Apparently, after the movie, as soon as the movie finished filming, he like just ran away. He got on a plane and took off from whatever country they were filming in. I'm trying to remember other fucked up stuff. I mean, like, I guess Fei Long is like not in the movie at all because they had to replace him with Captain Sawada.
I remember after we watched the movie, I had to show you Sawada's level 3 in that game.
What is it again? He has like lasers, doesn't he?
He fucking like slides across the screen holding his arms up, and there's like the rising sun behind him. I wish he did that to Bison in the movie.
I think he's still alive. I think what's Kenya Sawada? He's still alive. He's like nowhere near as popular as he once was, but he's still kicking it. Hopefully.
And then we watched. What was the other Street Fighter thing we watched?
We watched. I'm looking at my shelf. Street Fighter Assassin's Fist, which was this
That's
like
what it is.
2013 web series, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a much
started but greenlit, like it was backed by Capcom.
Yeah, well, it started out as like a fan thing, but then it was either Capcom or some other company was like, here, have this money, go make this. And
Capcom officially licensed it. It was like, yeah, this is dope. Do that.
It was good. Like we watched this. We watched this before the Street Fighter movie, so we had to make sure we ended our night in a good way.
But we only watched the first like 2 episodes, I think.
I think we watched the first 3, but it was really for what it is. It's really good. It was probably what the Street Fighter movie could have been if they didn't want to sell all these toys.
Next time I go hang out with you to go record more episodes, like to do our first skit or 2, we'll watch episodes like 4 through 6.
No, the next time we see each other, we have to watch the other Street Fighter movie, the Legend of Chun-Li.
The animated one.
No, we have the Legend of Chun-Li. Have you not seen that one yet?
I haven't. No.
Oh my god, that movie is like consistently on like the lowest rated movies of all time.
Oh, lovely.
It's right up there with the other Street Fighter movie. It has Vega, it has fucking Charlie Nash, and I think that's it. I think those are the only Street Fighter characters in it.
So one thing I want to talk about before we end it was recently the first Legend of Zelda Lego set was announced.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Where it's like a mortgage to buy.
Yeah, it's $300.
You like Legos, Arryn?
I love Legos, actually.
What are you, 5?
Yes.
That's a joke, by the way. Legos are cool. I work at a Target, and someone brought they made a Lego set where it's like the hallway from A New Hope when Vader comes in and kills all those rebels, and I'm like, oh man, that's awesome. And I rang it up. It was like $65, and I'm like, ugh.
I will be honest, I don't think I'll be getting this whole set because I can't afford all that.
Oh, no, of course not.
But I will probably
how many bricks does it come with?
It is, according to their website, 2,500 pieces.
A lot of bricks.
A lot of bricks
for a brown tree. Sorry.
I will probably be buying the minifigures separately off Bricklink.
Is that like a third-party thing?
Yes. So Bricklink, you can buy like the minifigures or like specific parts and like bricks that you're missing like separately instead of having to get a whole multi-$100 set.
I gotta go to Bricklinks and find me a Mr. Freeze minifigure.
Hold on. I actually can do that right now.
Yeah, see if they got Mr. Freeze. Specifically Mr. Freeze from the 2010s. Or the 2000s.
Oh, you want like the Lego Batman version?
Yeah.
Like the video game?
Yeah. They had one of those. I think he was only in like 2 sets, I think. He was in like the Bat Cave and like a little tiny...
Yeah, he was in the Bat Cave with like, I think it's him, Penguin.
And the Riddler, I think.
Yeah, I think it's the... It might be him. I know, I think...
And the Tiddler.
I think it's Alfred and Bruce Wayne are in it.
Yeah, that was a good set. I love Batman.
So there he is.
There he is.
There you go.
Mr. Freeze. Yes, I accept all
And
cookies.
it tells you like on the description if you're buying it, like if there's any like damages or something, like it'll tell you. Yeah, they've made more modern versions of Mr. Freeze, but I love.
Yeah, he looks weird. He has like a spaceman helmet from like another theme of Lego, from like the freaking Alien Conquest line or whatever it is.
What I love about like I've been playing through a bunch of Lego games because I've been wanting to do like a retrospective, 100%ing all of them. And I finished Lego Star Wars Complete Saga last year.
It's a good game.
And I've been playing through Lego Batman, although I have to go backwards and do Indiana Jones because I just bought that.
Lego Indiana Jones is my favorite Lego game.
I think Lego Batman 1's my favorite.
That's a good one. That's like number 2 for me.
Because I don't know if this has come up on the podcast, but I love Batman just in general.
I've been watching the animated series recently. It's a good thing. Speaking of, because that's like tangentially related to Lego Batman.
Yeah,
because that game is pretty much the animated series video game.
A lot of modern, like the Lego games, for example, right? A lot of it is based off of the MCU or the DCEU, and like the live action movies have a very large impact and effect on the depiction of these characters. But like Lego Batman 1 is a super interesting like pocket in time where it's like the only 2 real sets of inspiration are like the animated series and then like the Keaton and Clooney
then
movies.
the Burton movies.
And it's mainly only like the first couple movies, right? Like it's just the Keaton stuff.
Yeah, it's literally just the Keaton stuff and the animated series, like because like all the music is lifted from the Burton movies and the animated series. Like, you know, most of the villains come from the animated series.
Yeah, it's fun, and I'm not dissing Margot Robbie because I do like Margot Robbie, and I understand that there's an appeal for that version of Harley Quinn. But seeing early Jester Harley Quinn as like her only depiction in that game, it's really fun.
Yeah.
I really like the middle era of her, where it's kind of a mix of those 2 designs.
The only Harleys that exist in my mind is Jester Harley, and then my mind immediately goes to the Arkham series Harley, where they like started sexualizing her, like, and beefing her up.
Yeah, that's the start of that era.
Yeah, for me, there's like no build up to that. It's like boom, they started doing it, and I'm like, okay.
Okay.
okay. Shut up.
I think Arkham's the first thing that does that. I'm not mistaken.
I think. Don't quote me on it.
Because I think it's Arkham, and then that's what they go with for Suicide Squad 2016.
Yes.
With Margot Robbie. And her character has never been the same.
Nope, she's been annoying ever since. Like I'm trying so hard to not retroactively ruin the Joker and Harley Quinn, but like from like the stuff I've been watching for like the animated series, I've been actively skipping the Joker episodes. Because I'm sick of seeing the Joker.
Is it Mark Hamill?
Yeah, that's Mark Hamill, and I like Mark Hamill. I kind of like him more as an actor, but not as a person. But I like him as an actor, but I'm kind of sick of seeing the Joker. So I'm like, you know what? I want to stick to like, you know, the Mafia episodes.
I'm going to be not watching Joker Folly 2 later this year.
Fucking hell no, I'm not. And not out of spite. It's just I really kind of don't want to see any more Joker right now. That's why the Batman was good, because it had Riddler.
I loved the Batman.
I I realized that like I really do like Batman versus the Mafia. I feel like that's a genuinely underappreciated saga of Batman.
I like his really like mid-level street villains.
Yeah.
And like,
that's why the animated series is so good, because it's like set in the 40s, so you get like classic like Italian gangsters fighting Batman with like Tommy guns.
One of my favorite villains is the Penguin. I love him hanging out with. Which, by the way, I can't wait for Penguin series.
I'll watch the Penguin. I'll watch Penguingo.
After Lego Force Awakens, I took a multi-year leap of absence from playing Lego games. I used to a lot as a kid, but I know I'd get like almost every one, but I just didn't play that one.
They're not. They come out like every year. They used to be yearly, weren't they?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. If not like.
Which is crazy, by the way. That you made a game like that in like a year and some change.
And I ate those up.
So did I.
But like, Lego Force Awakens, not great.
Nope.
And then I just like, it wasn't necessarily just because that one was bad. It probably was because I was getting older. I just stopped playing them.
Like a lot of, every now and then you get a good Lego game. Like that Lego Incredibles, a lot of people are like, oh, this will be bad. I heard it was actually pretty good.
I went back with the new Lego Star Wars.
With the Skywalker saga?
Yeah.
I heard that was alright. I know it was like super hyped, but then everyone was like, it's alright.
I had way too high expectations for it.
Yeah, because everyone thought it was going to be like the complete saga, but then they're like, oh no, I have to play through Last Jedi.
90% of the game is in the hub world and not the actual levels.
What?
Yeah, it's a lot of go collect bullshit in the hub worlds.
I mean, you can do cool... You can do cool hub stuff. Like, did you get around to playing Lego Harry Potter yet?
Yes.
That's a good one with like good hub elements, also of good levels.
Other than a few that I did enjoy, most of the levels were kind of an afterthought.
Of
and
what?
That's why I didn't like it.
Of what in Skywalker?
Skywalker Saga, yeah.
You know, I watched Star Wars again recently.
I actually have been too.
Because I bought the despecialized trilogy on a bootleg Blu-ray, and I haven't seen Star Wars all the way through since I was like a kid. And I watched like A New Hope, and I was like, damn, I kind of fucking like Star Wars.
I've been rewatching it with my brother in like chronological order.
Oh, you poor soul. That's horrible.
Because we started with the re-release of Phantom Menace in theaters.
Oh yeah, I forgot they came back in theaters.
Yeah,
that's horrible.
They actually had it at my work, so we watched it.
I'm sorry, Arryn. That movie didn't get any better with time.
I liked it more actually.
Listen, I will never understand this. This has been happening in the last couple of years. People have been reevaluating these prequel movies as good movies when they're not. I hate to I'm going to watch these movies again. I will watch the prequels again, but I know they're not going to be good.
I will give you my honest review.
Your honest review?
I thought I'd hate the Phantom Menace on a rewatch, and I was like, you know what, that was pretty fine. I think
your expectations were probably a bit, tapered with time. You knew what to expect.
I was confused by the tone of the movie because it was like we're talking about like really adult topics.
Yeah, it was very political. It was very political.
Like well, that's the whole point of me rewatching it because I understand
Trade Federation.
I actually like understand. The whole point of me rewatching this because I actually understand politics now, so I actually get what's going on.
But
there's like trade federations and like political coups, and then the next scene it's like, oh, here's Jar Jar and like an alien farts in his face and it's stinky. I'm like, what? Who is this movie for?
Like my problem with those movies is that like I feel like I'm on like for all three of these movies, by the way. For all three of those movies, it feels like I'm on melatonin because, listen, Liam Neeson, he's a good actor. Aaron McGregor, he's a great actor. And I'll say it, Hayden Christensen, he's a decent actor. But I'll be God, they must have all been taking, sleepy pills for all three movies because they do not know how to emote. They every single line is spoken in this horrible monotone voice. It's like I'm falling asleep. Music's good though.
Dude, the music, especially in Phantom Menace, the music.
Oh yeah, the Phantom Menace is like a great soundtrack. It's like John Williams was the only person who understood that they were making a movie.
Dude, Anakin's theme in Phantom Menace is like a masterclass of character motifs.
It's genuinely great, and I'm glad that. I know John is retired now, but I'm glad he was able to do all these Star Wars before he was able to retire.
So right now we are about to watch Rogue One.
I hear that's a good one.
I loved it the first time.
Did you watch Andor? Have you watched Andor?
No, I've not.
I heard Andor is actually really, really, really good. Like I heard like people say like I all these like cynical Star Wars fans are like, yeah, Andor is actually really good.
I thought Phantom Menace was alright. I thought it was better than I expected it to be. Attack of the Clones is not a good movie.
Well, you didn't like the part where like the giant CGI battle on Geonosis where like like the dropships come in, there's like 500 clones.
That's my favorite scene in the entire franchise.
It is.
Unironically.
It is the funniest scene in the franchise.
The scene where it just let's throw all of our action figures in the bowl and let's just have them all fight is legit my favorite scene in the whole franchise because it's just fun.
It was the greatest opening level of Lego Star Wars 3. That's all I'll say.
The thing that I didn't remember though was in my brain, I thought like the fight between Mace Windu and Jango Fett was like an even 50-50.
Oh no, he just runs up and cuts his head off. It's like he gets like 3 shots off and then he dies.
Yeah, like in my head, I remember it being like obviously it wasn't very long, but I remember it being a relatively even fight. But like no, Mace Windu just kicks his ass and then decapitates him in like a minute. That was something I didn't realize was that like the prequel trilogy just has a villain of the week format.
Yeah.
Because like it's building up Palpatine and Anakin.
Like yeah, you know they're gonna be villains, but they're not villains yet.
Like, each movie has its different villain of the week.
Yeah.
Because like in one it's Darth Maul.
Who's barely in the movie, by the way. Darth Maul's in the movie for like 11 minutes.
I know.
They brought him back for Clone Wars though. He's great in Clone Wars.
And he's in Solo.
Oh, is he?
He sure is. We'll talk about that in a minute. But like Darth Maul's the villain of the week.
Yeah.
And then like Boba Fett's the villain of the week in episode 2.
Well, no, like that and like the whole it's like him and Count Dooku are the villains of episode 2. But Count Dooku kind of shows up in the last like 40 minutes. It's like I'm the bad guy.
Dude, Count Dooku straight up just tells Obi-Wan, "Hey, Palpatine's evil."
Yeah, well, the thing is, like we know Palpatine's gonna be evil. The whole original trilogy established that, and the prequel trilogy.
He just tells Obi-Wan that.
Yeah, but the thing is, my problem with Palpatine, he doesn't get a chance to be a villain until like the last 30 minutes of episode 3.
Which I did enjoy episode 3, which I was scared after hating episode 2.
Yeah,
like
I hate to break it to you though, episode 3 is also kind of a tart movie.
Episode 3 is the most watchable out of them for sure.
Doesn't make it good. That movie's like 2.5 hours long, by the way. That's one thing. These movies are long. Like the prequel movies are absurdly long. For no reason. For no reason, George.
I like all the stuff with Obi-Wan, and that movie's good. Mm-hmm. Like especially like the fight between Anakin and Obi-Wan is awesome at the end.
Yeah. Did episode 2 even have like an iconic battle? Like, everyone remembers, Duel of the Fates from episode 1. That's a good fight. Except where Obi-Wan is like standing behind a baby gate, waiting for it to be open.
The end of episode 2 is Count Dooku comes in and kicks Obi-Wan and Anakin's ass, and then Yoda has to bail him out. Yeah,
and like the thing is, they're not even fighting in a cool location. They're fighting in like a brown room. And like all the lights are shut off, so it looks like a weirdly dark, and it's like very poorly lit. It's a boring fight.
Anakin gets his hand chopped off, and Obi-Wan is like dealt with in like half a minute.
Yeah.
Count Dooku promptly hands them their ass.
Yeah. They're fighting on like flat terrain too. It's a boring fight. It's a bad final fight for the movie. Probably the worst. Like final lightsaber Jedi duel from like the first 2 trilogies. I don't know much about the sequel trilogy fights.
But like I like the ending of episode 3, but there's a couple parts, especially with Anakin's character arc, where you really gotta suspend your disbelief for this to work.
Yeah.
Because Anakin is a fucking idiot.
Yeah, it's like, wait a minute. I'm the bad guy?
Specifically, like, the part where, like, he sees Palpatine electrocuting Mace Windu. And somehow in his brain it makes sense to throw Mace Windu out of the window. And he's just like that habit, like, and
Although
Anakin's
maybe I
whole
should have done
point.
that.
Anakin's whole point is that, like, no, he shouldn't be killed. He deserves a fair trial. And then he kills Mace Windu, and he's like, okay, I guess I'm a Sith now. I follow you, even though it was just proven that you were guilty, and I haven't trusted you this whole time because I thought you were sus. But
Yeah,
I guess I'm evil now.
maybe these movies could have done better if someone other than George was writing these movies. I don't trust George writing a whole movie by himself.
But yeah, we watched Solo next.
That one has
Solo,
the great that movie is great because it explains how Han Solo got his name.
that was so dumb.
It was it's like poetry, Arryn. It rhymes.
He's Han and he's by himself, so he's Solo.
Is it like Han was his home planet or something?
No, his name was Han.
Oh, it's
But he
like
just doesn't have his name.
Solo.
Because he's like an orphan. So
I love that scene because the actor who like delivers the lines like Han Solo. Like he's like giving himself the biggest upper lip he can just to sound like a prick.
I think the origin of Han meeting Chewbacca is fun.
Yeah.
Because they do that in that movie. That's cool.
How do they meet?
Han Solo gets revealed to be like he joins the Empire, and then he's like, wait, we're the bad guys. So like they're planning pretty much like an infiltration on a home planet, and like
On Kashyyyk.
Army general, I think it might be Kashyyyk or something.
Yeah, Kashyyyk is the Wookiee planet.
Cause no, they weren't on the Wookiee planet. It was just some random planet.
Oh.
They're talking about it, and then Han is like, the army general guy calls them the hostiles, and Han's like, we're invading their planet, aren't we the hostiles? And they're like, oh, well, where'd you get that idea, bright guy, or whatever. Like they pretty much label him as a troublemaker, so they're like, okay, feed him to the monster.
Feed him to the Wookiee. That's funny.
And the monster is Chewbacca.
Oh my god, that's so. When I was a kid, I just thought that like it was like Tarzan, where like a baby Han Solo ended up on Kashyyyk, and then the Wookiees raised them. That's what I thought. I think my dad told me that. I think my dad told me that cooler. Actually.
The last third of the movie is maybe the dumbest shit I've ever watched.
Isn't it like a heist movie or something?
It's a heist movie, but everyone keeps betraying each other and then unbetraying each other, betraying each other again with exceeding like progressively less explanation every time, and it makes no sense.
That's crazy. I gotta watch this movie then.
The best part of the movie is Donald Glover is awesome as Lando.
Oh really? I didn't know Donald Glover was in this movie.
Yeah, he's Lando.
That's awesome.
And then I finished, the most recent thing was I finished Kenobi. So I haven't seen Andor yet. I haven't seen Ahsoka yet. The last thing that I watched before Kenobi is I did the first 2 seasons of Mandalorian and then Book of Boba Fett, and then that was like it. And I watched all 3 sequel movies, unfortunately, and I'm gonna have to rewatch them for this.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I remember when Force Awakens came out. Like that was an event. It was such a big event. We pirated it. I mean, my dad pirated it.
I went with my family to see Episode 7 in theaters.
That was what, 2013?
2015.
2015, sorry.
And then in 2017 we saw Episode 8. And then I did not go see Episode 9 in theaters.
Nope. All I remember is that there are horses. I was really surprised that there are horses in Star Wars.
I ended up watching Episode 9 when it dropped, like I think right when Disney Plus started.
Oh yeah. That was like one of the first big like new movies Disney Plus had.
I was laughing at the movie the whole time.
What were you laughing at?
All this
everything.
Stupid.
Well, like, tell me something. Like, I haven't seen the movie, so you have to tell me.
So the big twist is that fucking, I'm trying to remember her name. Daisy, yeah, Ray. I just remember Daisy Ridley.
Yeah, Ray.
Yeah, Ray is actually a Palpatine.
I thought she was a Skywalker. The whole movie's called Rise of Skywalker. I thought she was a Skywalker.
No, let me cook. So the whole twist is she's actually a Palpatine. She's the granddaughter of of the Emperor. I'm like, so that means at some point within this Empire regime in the past like 40 years, shriveled raisin Palpatine had to have sex with someone, and then they had to have sex with someone else.
Yeah, how far does this lineage go? And don't you think we were like, what do all like the records of like the family tree like get destroyed or something? Do we not like track down Palpatine's like heirs anymore? I feel like we would need that.
But then Rey's like, which this very obviously is like a shittier version of the Luke I am your father thing.
I am your great grandfather.
Yeah, and then she's like, no, that's gross. And then Kylo Ren comes in and helps kill the evil Palpatine, and then Rey and Kylo make out. It feels really incesty.
Oh.
It's really awkward. For some reason, Kylo Ren dies.
What?
And he dies, and then somehow transports his Force energy into Rey, and that's what helps kill Palpatine. And then the end of the movie is Rey is back on Jakku, and she has her own weird-looking lightsaber. It's like yellow or some shit.
It's like piss yellow.
Like, yeah, and then she's like, "I'm Rey Skywalker." I'm like, "The fuck you are?"
And the Star Wars theme plays. It's like
yes,
smash cuts.
Ironically,
that's
like,
stupid.
You don't deserve that name. You know what?
So is that why it's called Rise of Skywalker?
Yes. Yes, it is. They'd be like, you know what? I really like Kurt Cobain, and Nirvana's one of my favorite bands. So I'm just gonna steal his name because you can't stop me.
Is Rise of Skywalker the one where like they go somehow? That's the one where somehow Palpatine returns from, right?
Yes.
Okay, I thought that was Return of the Jedi. I mean, not Return of the Jedi. What was it? What was the last one?
Movie.
What was that one called?
Before then?
Yeah.
Last Jedi.
Last Jedi. I'm sorry. This is a stupid name. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. Palpatine is not like him being still alive is not brought up in either of the first two movies.
Well, yeah, because it's very obvious they didn't plan the trilogy. No. They FYC'd it. They legitimately FYC'd it.
They just did it like on the fly. They just winged it.
It doesn't make sense. Like, why? This is a multi-billion-dollar franchise. Just get like a couple of storyboards.
Oscar Isaac is the one who says somehow Palpatine is returned.
Yeah, who's my favorite character in the movie because the name sounds like poo.
I like Poe Dameron.
I like poo.
I think Oscar Isaac is genuinely a really good actor.
I like Oscar Isaac.
But yeah, don't watch this movie.
I even like John Boyega, whatever his name is. I think he's a good actor too.
Boyega?
Yeah, Boyega. He's a good actor too. Most of these people are good actors. They're putting him in these horrible movies.
I think Adam Driver's great.
Yeah, Adam Driver's a legitimately good actor.
Every day I wake up, slam wall.
These are all like good actors. They put all these like good actors in these movies, but they give them like horrible dialogue.
What is that? Isn't Marriage Story? Is that what that is?
I think. I think so.
A couple years, you know, like the May the 4th thing with you.
Yeah.
Someone tweeted that where was a picture of Adam Driver and it said "May divorce be with you." Anything? I think we're about a wrap up here because we're going almost 2 hours.
Almost 2 hours, yeah.
Which is long for.
Anything you want to say, Aaron?
Play Plock.
Play Plock? Not anymore. All right.
You can find ways to block. There's always a way to block.
All I can say is I've been diddled again. In reference to Plot.
You swindled me.
All right. Toodaloo.